Sorry, I'm a little late to this one. The news dropped last week, and I've been just busy with life and family stuff and trying to finish up some projects. And I don't really go on social media, so I usually rely on Kane. He'll send me the big news stories, and this time this one kind of slipped through the cracks. So it was a day later, and I was just like, wait, what? Doug Bowser's retiring? What? Since when? And then it was the weekend, so yeah, I'm just now getting to it. But yeah, Doug Bowser has announced that he is stepping down from his role at Nintendo. He's not really given a reason or anything. He just seems to be retiring. He just doesn't want to do it anymore. I don't know if he's going to move on to some other position at some other company or what, but I don't know, the guy's 60. If I were a high-paid executive at a company, I would do that for a couple years, save up, and then retire at 60 and never work another day in my life. I'd do that. I'd definitely do that. Yeah, he is retiring. He's going to be replaced by one Devin Pritchard. I really don't know too much about her. She has been around for a while. She's been with Nintendo for a while, and I don't know. She seems nice. So yeah, I'm sure she'll do a great job. And I don't always want to make a habit of bringing up people who say bad things, because there's never not going to be someone somewhere saying something bad or mean or stupid or whatever. So so I don't always want to bring it to every video. But I feel I do have to mention the way that I found out about this was seeing recommended YouTube videos, and I saw several, and they were all so nasty. They were so there's always going to be someone doing something that's disappointing that really does not represent your hobby, your community very well. And yet, this was one of those times where it's just we gotta do better than this. All of these thumbnails, basically delighting that he's gone, acting as though he was part of the whole problem going on right now, as though he's this greedy corporate overlord guy, suggesting that because of all of the Nintendo backlash going on, that's why he got fired. I saw literally a couple thumbnails just saying outright that he's being fired, which is just not true in the slightest. So yeah, I at least did want to mention it's really sad to see, because this kind of fanaticism, it's okay to be mad at Nintendo. It's okay to not like what they're doing, but this tendency that we have sometimes to, get really, really obsessed and fanatical and really nasty and kind of, gleefully hateful, really just loving, hating so much. And in a situation like this where people are really mad at Nintendo, again, be critical of Nintendo, that's fine. But the people making videos like this, I promise, if any of you are listening, the boogeyman Nintendo in your head, the mustache twirling villain in your brain, does not represent reality. So yeah, that was just a little disappointing to see. Because part of the problem too, and it's yet another thing that makes me feel a little bit gross about seeing that, is that I think Doug Bowser had some stuff going against him. Reggie was very popular. Reggie had all the memes. He was funny. He'd be in the directs, and he had all the memes. He had a bunch of them. We loved memes. He played into that really well. The thing is, that was never in his job description. That was not something that he needed to do. He did not need to be publicly facing at all. In fact, he chose to. And then when it worked out, he chose to do it more, a lot of fun fan service and stuff. And so Doug Bowser comes in, and he doesn't really want to do that. we're expecting him, especially as his name is Bowser. Oh, like we expect that he's gonna like have his own whole thing, his own whole shtick, and he didn't. He clearly just wasn't really interested in doing that, and so maybe I'm digging too deep into this, but I feel like it's easier for people to hate him kind of on an unconscious level in a situation like this, because he didn't like deliver the goods. You know, he wasn't as well loved as Reggie because he didn't do as many memes or whatever. So it's way easier to like blame him and say he's a problem, and now it's great that he's getting fired or whatever. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm looking a little too deeply into it, but like, yeah, it was, you know, I'll admit, even for me, it was a little disappointing. I wanted to see him more. He seemed like a cool guy. I think anybody, I like seeing the people who work at Nintendo, you know, especially the ones who are not like, their job is not to like put on a show and entertain us. You know, I've always loved that when you get like the actual people who work at the company, even the executives and people like Bill Trinan. These people are clearly not like actors, the influencers hired to show off Nintendo stuff and engage with the audience, but they show up and they do their best, and there's just a real, I don't know, a real warmth to it. It's so it's just so genuine, and I really like that. So sure, I was looking forward to getting to know Doug Bowser, and I feel like we never really did get to know him. We really don't know much about him at all, but again, like, us knowing him was not in his job description. And in fact, anyone who wants to like, you know, point fingers to blame him for stuff or whatever, like 99.9% of the decisions come from Nintendo in Japan. Nintendo of America, their job for the most part is localization and marketing. Like they're not making these decisions. I mean, like, sure, there's some like collaboration going on, you know, like, oh, Reggie got on Miyamoto's case to make Wii Sports free add-on. Like, okay, sure, like they have some sway sometimes, but like for the most part, this is all coming from Japanese Nintendo corporate, and the people working at NOA, like, they're not responsible for most of this. They're showing up to work and they're doing their job of marketing and getting these games out and distributing them to stores and all of that stuff. So yeah, it's especially silly to say that Doug Bowser has been to blame for any of what's been going on. And even if we haven't really gotten to know him, he hasn't like leaned into the whole memes thing. I have talked to a few people who have worked with him directly, and they have only the best things to say about him. You know, like, we don't know anything because he didn't meme at us. But these people who, again, just like show up to the 9 to 5, you know, just show up to do the work that Nintendo lays out for them, the people who interacted with him on a daily basis, like, seriously, it's not like a ton. I don't have like a bunch of like insider info, but like I've heard little bits. And from the little bits that I've heard, it seems like he was just a really great guy to work with at Nintendo, and overall did a really good job. And I do find it sad that he doesn't get the same send-off that Reggie did. You know, it's not just about the memes, but also the whole situation, the whole discourse and everything. I think it is gross that I had to learn about it. I had to hear the news because of yucky videos of people being yucky. So yeah, he doesn't exactly get to go out, you know, when the company's on a high note or whatever. And I think that's a shame, because he does seem like a really nice guy. He wasn't with the company very long. Reggie left in 2019. So yeah, he's only been there 6 years, which is a little bit surprising. You know, 6 years isn't a really long time. I do have to wonder if like, is he really just retiring, or like, maybe just, I don't know. I don't want to speculate. I don't want to step out of line. There is a small part of me that wonders, is it because this isn't fun anymore? You know, because the whole Nintendo situation is just kind of gross now. Is it like, I mean, like, cause yeah, like if I was working at Nintendo and now suddenly like we're all getting all this hate and this backlash and everything, there's like, this kind of lost the spark. You know, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't blame a person for looking at all that and being like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go do something else with my time. But yeah, no real point in speculating. He's really not giving any info or anything. Just he was with the company and now he's leaving, you know, in his real quiet manner. And yeah, and again, Devin Pritchard seems fine. Yeah, I don't know. Is she gonna do some memes at us? You know, she gonna like be in presentations or whatever? She doesn't have the same in. That's the thing, and that's one reason like we expected more. I think from Doug Bowser. He had the name. Oh, he got an in. Reggie, big shoes to fill. Oh, but come on, your name's Bowser. There you go. And the introduction, like the whole like funny thing with Bowser, because he thought he was gonna be. It's funny. And then that was it. That was really just kind of it. So I don't know. She doesn't have the same in. She's gonna have to work hard. She needs a hook. You know, she wants to meme at us a bunch. I'm fine if she doesn't. Devin Pritchard, if you don't have to do the silly internet things if you don't want to. I'm perfectly fine either way, just so you know. But whatever Doug Bowser ends up doing, I do wish him luck and I thank him for his years of service. And I dearly hope, just like personally, my hope is that he just does nothing. Go sit on a pool side, like a pool chair, or like go backpacking out in the wilderness for like a year. Just don't work anymore. If you've got the money, this is my advice, Doug Bowser. Just go, man. Just don't. Find a tree to sit next to somewhere and just sit there. You can bring a book if you want, but like, why? If I'm ever a powerful executive at a multi-billion-dollar company and I get to retire at 60, that's what I'm gonna do.